Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the NFL's latest whispers and rumors, you know that the trade buzz is heating up, especially when it comes to the Steelers' interior defensive line. And one name that's been making waves in the talk circles is Jeffrey Simmons, the big, disruptive DT from the Tennessee Titans. Now I know what you're thinking. What's Simmons doing in a Steelers rumor? Well, stay with me because this could be a game changer not just for the Steelers but for the entire AFC North. The Titans are in a rebuild mode, sitting at a disappointing 2-9 record, and they're sitting on a hefty cap space, about $19 million free, that they need to manage carefully. With their eyes clearly on the future and the looming possibility of losing some key players, rumors are swirling that they might be open to trading Simmons. Now, Simmons is a beast. Drafted in 2019, he's been a dominant force on the interior ever since. Over his 7-year career, he's accumulated an impressive stat line with 250 solo tackles, 140 assists, 45 sacks, 420 pressures, and 10 forced fumbles. His PFF grade hovers around 89.8, and he's double-teamed about 62% of the time, which just shows how much offenses have to game plan around him. Simmons isn't just a run stuffer. He's a disruptive force that can collapse the pocket and free up others to make plays. His EPA per run stop is 0.22, and he's graded a solid 90. 5 in run defense with 80 QB hits to his name. In 2025, Simmons has been solid, playing 10 games so far with 20 solo tackles, 18 assists, and 4-5 sacks, along with a couple of big plays like an interception. His PFF grade this season is 88.2, and he's been especially effective against the run, with a run-stop percentage of 37%. Importantly, he's avoided serious injuries, which makes him even more attractive as a trade target. His presence has actually boosted the Titans' run defense efficiency by 14%, allowing just 4.1 yards per carry. So imagine what he could do for a Steelers' run defense that's been looking for more consistency. Now, let's talk about why the Titans might be willing to part ways. They have a significant cap hit of $19 million, and with the Ridley deal looming, plus needs on the offensive line and at wide receiver, they have to make tough choices. They're also losing some of their interior leadership and run-stopping ability, allowing 20% more rushing yards per game, going from 120 to 144 yards, which is a big red flag for any team trying to contend. Look at what happened to the Dolphins after Wilkins was injured. They lost about 220 rushing yards per game. Simmons could be that missing piece for the Steelers, who are already sitting at 6-5 and looking to make a strong push for the playoffs and beyond. Bringing Simmons into the fold would be a massive upgrade for the Steelers' interior defensive line. Imagine him lining up next to Cam Hayward. Those two could form a nightmare for opposing offenses. Simmons is a true run stuffer, but he also has the pass-rushing ability to make a difference, projected to add about 18 more sacks internally if paired correctly. This kind of interior pressure could help boost the overall pass rush, giving Watt more room to operate and creating more havoc in the backfield. Statistically, Simmons would improve the Steelers' defense significantly. For example, his ability to generate pressure and stuff runs would lead to a reduction in points allowed, going from around 21.5 down to roughly 17 points per game, which is a huge difference. It's all about creating mismatches. Simmons versus offenses that depend on quick runs or play-action plays. With Simmons in the middle, expect to see a plus 20% increase in EPA on run plays and a noticeable drop in points allowed. His ability to hold gaps and collapse the pocket would also make life much harder for quarterbacks, especially in third-down situations, reducing conversions from 40% to around 25%. And it's not just about stopping the run or pressuring the quarterback. Simmons' impact would ripple through the entire defense. For instance, he could help relieve some of the pressure off TJ Watt, allowing Watt to be more effective and less double-teamed. The synergy between those two could be a nightmare for offensive lines. Plus, Simmons' presence would give the Steelers a true interior anchor, someone who can dominate the trenches and set the tone for the entire defense. This is exactly the kind of upgrade that could push the Steelers from a good team to a true contender, especially as we look ahead to the playoffs and possibly a deep run. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The AFC North is already a tough division, with teams like the Ravens, Browns, and Bengals all vying for supremacy. Adding a player like Simmons would give the Steelers a significant edge, especially against run-heavy teams. It's a strategic move that shows Pittsburgh's front office is serious about competing at the highest level. If they can land Simmons, potentially in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft, it would be a steal, considering his talent and potential to change the dynamic of the defense. Plus, it would send a message to the rest of the league. Pittsburgh is not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. Of course, there are skeptics, and some might argue that trading away draft capital isn't always the best move. But in today's NFL, the window for winning is smaller, and teams are increasingly willing to pull the trigger on bold moves to stack their roster with game changers. The Steelers, with their rich history of trench dominance, could be on the verge of a new era, one where Simmons leads the charge. His style of play echoes some of the great Steelers' defenses of the past, where relentless pass rush and stout run defense were the hallmarks of championship teams. Imagine him paired with Hayward and Watt. What a nightmare that would be for offenses. Looking ahead, if this trade happens, the Steelers could see immediate benefits. Their overall defensive efficiency would jump, points allowed would decrease, and their run defense would become much more formidable. It would also allow them to be more aggressive in their front seven schemes, dialing up blitzes with more confidence. Plus, Simmons' presence could help the younger players develop quicker and provide a veteran-like leadership in the trenches, which is crucial as the team pushes for a playoff spot and beyond. And let's not forget the emotional and psychological boost this would give the team. Steelers fans love a player who plays with intensity and passion, and Simmons embodies that. His size, strength, and relentless motor make him a perfect fit for Pittsburgh's identity. It's about adding that extra edge, that extra grit that Steelers fans cherish, someone who can set the tone and inspire everyone around him. This isn't just about one player, it's about elevating the entire defensive unit, and ultimately, the team's chances of bringing home another Lombardi trophy. So in summary, the potential trade of Jeffrey Simmons from the Titans to the Steelers isn't just a rumor. It's a strategic move that could reshape the entire landscape of the AFC North. It's a bold, aggressive, and smart play that aligns with Pittsburgh's history of trench dominance and playoff success. Simmons' talent, combined with the Steelers' current roster and coaching staff, could be the perfect storm that pushes the team into serious Super Bowl contention. The front office has a real opportunity here to make a statement, to bring in a game-changing player, and to solidify their position as one of the top defenses in the league. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Simmons could be the missing piece that takes this defense to the next level? Would you be willing to part with that second-round pick in 2026 to bring in a talent of his caliber? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, this is a team built on passion, grit, and a relentless desire to win. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news, fight for every inch, and let's keep that black and gold spirit alive.